shoes are something that could be important for all three lifts in powerlifting, and I already made a video on squat shoes, so if you haven't watched that, I'll leave that in the description box below. But in today's video, we're going to talk about bench and deadlift shoes. Now for bench press, it kind of doesn't matter as much, which contradicts what I just said. So for bench press, shoes doesn't matter all that much because it's primarily an upper body movement, and not a lot of demand is being placed on your feet. So you can wear whatever shoes you like. You want to wear running shoes, Olympic weightlifting shoes, wrestling shoes. It doesn't really matter all that much. You just need to find the shoe that you like, and just know that each shoe is going to feel a little different, right? So benching in flat shoes is going to feel different from benching in Olympic weightlifting shoes. So first and foremost, you don't want uncomfortable deadlift shoes. Deadlifts are really challenging enough, so having a shoe that's suffocating your foot, making you cramp up, it's just going to make the lift a lot harder than it needs to be. Also with deadlifts, some people like to put a lot of pressure on the outside of their foot and their heel. So if the shoe is really uncomfortable, it's going to be a little bit harder to do that. The second thing about a deadlift shoe is the heel height. You don't want a deadlift shoe with an elevated heel height. All this will do is increase the range of motion, and making it a lot harder to keep your shoulders behind the bar. When you're deadlifting, you don't want a starting position where your shoulders are really in front of the bar. You kind of want it right at the bar or a little bit behind. But if you have an elevated heel that's kind of pushing you forward, it's going to be more difficult to do that. And like I said previously, it's just going to increase the range of motion. So you don't want that for deadlifts. You want a shoe with a flat sole, so something like Converses, wrestling shoes, even deadlift slippers. Shoes like that are really good because they are very flat. There's no elevated heel height, no curvy shit going on at the bottom of the shoe. It's nice and flat. So along with having the heel flat, you want it to be grippy. You're gonna be creating a lot of torsion with your feet as you're deadlifting, right? So especially if you pull sumo where your feet are angled out, if the bottom of your shoe doesn't have grip to it, you're gonna bust your ass. It's just gonna be harder to feel stable on your feet, and your feet more likely to turn on different directions, which could lead to muscular imbalances, form breakdowns, and injuries. So you don't want a shoe with no grip on the bottom of it. Last thing you want to look at on a deadlift shoe is the heel density. Does the bottom of the shoe have a thick, soft heel? That's something that you do not want for deadlifts. All this will do is as you create that force, you'll feel unstable in your feet, making the lift a lot harder because you don't have a lot of balance, and the power you are using is not being used to its full advantage. So it's okay if you have a thin, soft heel, like the Sable deadlift shoes. That heel is actually really soft, but since it's so thin, it doesn't really matter because there's not a lot of compression going on. But something like my Aces running shoes or my New Balances, those won't be good for deadlifts because it's very soft on the bottom. So as I create that power, I just end up feeling unbalanced. But that's pretty much it. And if you have any questions, leave them down in the comment box below. Thank you guys for watching and stay strong, my friend.